The movie begins in 1977 when a group of researchers comes across a missing fleet of military airplanes in the Sonora Desert in Mexico. The French scientist Claude Lacombe and his American interpreter David Laughlin are astounded to find the unoccupied planes in pristine condition, given the fact that they went missing during the Second World War on 5th of December 1945 when they flew over the Bermuda Triangle. An elderly local informs them that the sun came out at night and sang to him. Lacombe notices the sunburnt face of the elderly witness. Meanwhile, Indianapolis Air Traffic Control witnesses a near collision of two airline flights with a UFO with blinding white and red lights. Both captains refuse to report the sighting of the UFO. In the next scene, we see a 3-year-old Barry sleeping peacefully in his countryside home near Muncie, Indiana. Suddenly, all his toys start operating on their own, waking Barry up. As he goes downstairs, all the refrigerator food is on the floor, and Barry starts following someone out of the house. His mother, Jillian, wakes up to the sound of Barry's toy cars, just in time to see him run out of the house. She follows him through the woods, but Barry just does not seem to slow down. The city experiences power outages, so Roy Neary, an electrician who lives in Muncie with his wife and 3 kids, sets out in the streets to investigate. While he is fumbling with his map, his flashlight and truck stop working, and things start moving uncontrollably around him. He witnesses a close encounter with a UFO as it flies over his truck. He tries to get a good look in, but the blaring lights slightly burn his face. The UFO flies away, leaving Roy enchanted with his experience. He tunes into the radio to make sense of what he just saw and joins 3 police cars as they chase not 1 but 3 UFOs, all the way to Ohio, where they disappear into the starlit sky. As the UFOs disappear, the power returns, and Jillian finally finds Barry. Roy rushes home excitedly and wakes up Ronnie and the kids. Things haven't been great at home recently, so he decides to take his whole family on a little adventure at 4 in the morning. Roy drives them to the same cliff where he last saw the UFOs, but they are long gone. However, Ronnie reminds him how they used to sneak out like this in their early days, and they make out. The next morning, Ronnie does not want Roy going on a wild goose chase, so she dismisses anything related to UFOs. However, Roy is hell-bent on getting some answers. Also, Roy gets fired from his job as his boss was unable to reach him the night before. Roy bumps into Jillian at a public get-together at the same cliff from his UFO encounter, and he notices that she also has the same sunburn as him. When Roy catches a glimpse of Barry's mud mountain, he confides to Jillian that he has been seeing the specific mountain shape everywhere. Just then, 2 aircraft catch everyone's attention, but they turn out to be U.S. military helicopters. In the next scene, the researchers come across yet another lost ship, the SS Cotopaxi, from the World War I era in the Gobi Desert, Mongolia. Lacombe and Laughlin cannot wrap their heads around the fact that how a missing ancient ship found its way in the middle of a desert. Along with some experts from the United Nations, Lacombe and Laughlin try to figure out the increasing UFO sightings and related strange incidents. They find out through witnesses in Dharamsala, North India, that the UFOs make a distinct musical sound. Upon further investigation, the sound is said to be a 5-tone musical expression in a pentatonic scale. Scientists broadcast the musical phrase into outer space, and as a result, their equipment records a set of certain numbers as a response. The numbers 104, 44, 30, 40, 36, 10 seem meaningless, and the scientists are unable to decipher them. Suddenly, Laughlin realizes that the numbers are geographical coordinates since he is a cartographer. According to Laughlin, the coordinates point out to Devil's Tower near Moorcroft, Wyoming. In the next scene, Jillian is seen finishing her mountain image sketch, while Barry plays the same pentatonic musical sound on his xylophone. Suddenly, Barry starts shouting, "Toys!" while looking at the dark clouds, so Jillian rushes in and locks the door. However, unseen beings from the UFO enter the house and terrorize Jillian as she tries to keep them from coming for her and Barry. All the appliances start operating on their own, and Jillian notices the bright light from the UFO outside. Barry tries to go through the trapdoor, and despite holding him, Jillian is unable to save him from being abducted. She runs maniacally under the sky as the UFO flies right into it and vanishes. On the other hand, the U.S. military plants fake reports in the media in order to evacuate the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. They claim that a train wreck has led to a toxic gas leak, which helps them keep visitors away as they prepare a secret landing place for the UFOs and extraterrestrial beings. Meanwhile, Ronnie has had it with Roy's eccentric obsession with the mountain image. One day, when things things get really out of hand, she leaves Roy, taking the kids with her. Later, Roy and Jillian watch the news regarding a train wreck near Devil's Tower, and they recognize the mountain from their visions. Despite the warning to stay away from the toxic leak, Roy travels to Wyoming. There, he runs into Jillian, and together, they make their way through various barriers until they are closer to the site. Looking at the dead animals on the roadside, they wear gas masks just in case. Suddenly, a team of government officials who are dressed in protective gear apprehend Roy and Jillian. In the next scene, Roy is met by Lacombe and Laughlin in search of answers. As it happens, travelers with similar visions of the mountain have reached the site, which has led Lacombe and Laughlin to believe that a greater force is at play here. While Roy, Jillian, and another traveler break free from the camp, Lacombe is concerned about how the U.S. Army sees the travelers as a threat to their operation. After carefully avoiding the helicopters searching for them, Roy and Jillian make it to the other side of the mountain, where they finally see the secret landing site. Just then, UFOs appear in the sky. The government officials try to communicate with the UFOs using sound and light on a large electrical billboard. As a result, numerous UFOs light up the night sky, and amidst them, a gigantic mothership lands on the site. It opens to release abductees from different time zones, including Cotopaxi sailors, World War II pilots, and multiple humans and animals. Jillian is thrilled to reunite with her son Barry. In the end, the government officials quickly prepare Ron to become a part of a group intended to visit the mothership. The aliens finally emerge and select Ron to join them. Lacombe communicates with one of the extraterrestrials, with Kerwin hand signs corresponding to the musical phrase, which it happily reciprocates before returning to the mothership and flying away. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our recap. Watch the next videos on the screen and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.